course Metroid Prime 4 will have a multiplayer mode. Metroid Prime 2 had multiplayer. Esports. I haven't got that far. Metroid Prime's more about the single player experience anyway for me. Multiplayer could be cool though. Metroid Prime is one of the best games ever made. More so the first one. To be honest, the Metroid series in general, one of the best franchises ever made. There's only maybe a couple questionable titles, and that would be Metroid 2 and Other M on the Wii. But the remake of 2 is amazing. Probably my favourite game on the 3DS, possibly. Original game, that is. No remakes. Wait, you've never played a Metroid Prime either, Rogue? What the fuck are you sleeping on? I mean, at least I can understand it for Greg, because he says he's never really owned Nintendo consoles. But you've got no excuse. It's been on the GameCube and the Wii. The Wii plays GameCube games as well. Everyone has to go through life playing at least Super Metroid and Metroid Prime once. Oh yeah, I can understand that. You know, there's only so many of those games. Well, there's a GameCube. Bannable offense right there. Yeah, Metroid Prime is arguably the best game on the GameCube. I don't think it is, just because, you know, stuff like Wind Waker exists. But it's pretty goddamn close. It's honestly, the GameCube's one of the hardest systems for me to pick the actual best game though. But it is probably between Wind Waker, that game, and probably 1000 Year Door for me. But there's quite a few honourable mentions as well. Oh, Twilight Princess as well, actually. Even though I didn't own it for the GameCube, technically it is a GameCube game. One system? No. You can limit it down to a few systems, so I mean, it depends what games you're asking for though. If you're talking about GameCube only, then I mean obviously you can just get a GameCube, but you can also get a Wii, which probably plays them better anyway. Oh shit. But if you're talking about like Nintendo in general, then it's a bit harder. I mean, the Wii and the Wii U has got Virtual Console as well, but it's obviously limited in what games are on there. It'd be most of the good ones, but not enough. As I said, it literally depends on what games you're asking about. But the likelihood is no. At this point, the only system that you could probably say I've got one that plays every game is the Xbox One. That plays most of the Xbox 360 and a lot of the Xbox games. But even that doesn't play all the Xbox originals, so... But I mean, all the games we were talking about then... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, all the games we were talking about then are just GameCube, so they can all be played on a GameCube. Right, what games is it you're looking to play? Is there any particular, or is it just like general? Oh, that was a bit abstract. In general? Yeah. You'd have to split them up between systems then. There's a lot of options. Some of them are a bit tricky. I mean, some of them will be expensive as well, but... like N64, Super Nintendo, and NES. You could pick up one of those systems, probably for cheap, and then get an EverDrive, which is expensive, and you can technically download all the games onto an SD card and play them on real hardware. When it comes to the other systems, obviously GameCube uses discs, so maybe in that case a Wii is the best option because you can play Wii games and GameCube games. And then obviously the Wii U plays Wii games too, but obviously the Switch is eating up all the Wii U's library anyway. It's gonna be Bowser, isn't it? Fuck me. But there's also the predicament of the handhelds too, but you can actually play Game Boy to Game Boy Advance games on the GameCube with a Game Boy player, which is quite cool. And again, you could use a Game Boy EverDrive for that. So you don't even need like a Game Boy Advance to play them on, which is nice. Come on, Mario! Okay. The only one, really. It's not a bad choice. A lot of good games. Can't believe I've choked this. Oh my god. I've just choked the world record away. Man. It's both good and bad, but holy fuck.